Hi everyone, David here from daviddumaisaudio.com, and in this video I'll be talking about whether your sound effects should be in mono or stereo. So I got this question from Andre, who emailed me and asked this question, and I guess he's working on a video game or maybe sending something to clients or something like that. And it's a really good question to know whether your sound effects should be in stereo or in mono, because it really affects how your sound effects are going to sound and how they're going to be affecting other sounds in the game. So from a video game perspective, the general rule is that anything that you want to place in a specific location, like on the stereo field or on a map in a game, for example, if you want to place it in a specific location, then the sound effect should be in mono. If it's a sound that you kind of want if you want the listener to feel surrounded by a specific sound, then you'll want it to be in stereo. For example, maybe like ambiences would be an example of that. Another example that I could think of is, like, let's say you have a character and he's having a dream and he has like a bunch of voices in his head or something like that, and you want the voices like kind of surrounding the player, then you'll want that in a stereo file as well. But this is just a general rule to think about. But really, once you know the rule, you can always break it and be creative with it. So it's not something to be bound by. It's just a general understanding, a general rule to go by. So I want to show you guys what that might look like and the reason why it is this way. So you have here just like a really bad gun sound that I created. Right, so it's hopefully you can bear with me with this sound. I just wanted to create something really quick, just kind of show and prove the point, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. So this is the gun sound, and if you have headphones on, you'll want to put them on because you will not hear this if you're just listening on a phone or something like that, or on a mono system. So if you listen to this sound, you can hear that the sound is very stereo. It's very stereo, sorry. You can hear coming out the right and the left. It's very spread. It's very, it's very wide sound. Right, so that is the shot. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pan that sound. So you can see here from the mixer that it's not mono. You can see the left channel is up a bit and the right channel is a bit lower. So the sound's coming a bit more strongly on the left-hand side. So now that if I move it, like, yes, you hear it going into the right channel, but the thing about it is it's not as accurate, and it's not as your ear has a hard time being able to tell like where exactly it is going, because it's so spread. So I'll put it back towards the center. So because it's a stereo file and it's so widespread, it's really taken up a lot of the space in the stereo field. Now what I want to do is I'm actually just going to put it in mono and do the exact same test, and you'll be able to hopefully hear how much more accurate you're able to hear the sound of the gunshot, like moving from right to left, and how much more like you can place it basically in a more specific spot in the stereo field. So all I have here is like I used ozone. I'll take these off, and basically I'm just doing a mono down here and just gain matching. I mean, I don't need that, but yeah, just putting it into mono. So now let's hear what it sounds like. Okay. So mono, and this is stereo. So quite a big difference. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close it, and then we're going to just pan it right to left. Now, hopefully you're able to hear how much more of a difference that makes. Like, you can really hear, and you can kind of pinpoint exactly, like if you were just going to like point your finger to like where the sound is moving, you can really hear where the sound is moving. Compared to when it's stereo, you have a harder time because the sound is so widespread, it's taking up too much space. But when it's mono, you can really pinpoint where it is in the sound spectrum, in the stereo field. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea of why you would want to place sounds in mono when you're trying to place them in a specific location on a map or in a game. Like I said before, you can always break the rules if you're trying to be creative or something like that. But yeah, just a general rule to think about. If you want to place your sounds in a specific area, in a specific location, in a specific place on the stereo field, make it in mono. If you want it to really kind of feel the stereo width, and you want it to surround the listener, put it in stereo. And one of the things I was going to show we'll see how well this works, is that generally you'll have ambiences in games, and ambiences are always in stereo. And another reason why you want your sound effects that you want to place in a specific location, like a gunshot, for example, coming from a player, you want to have that in mono, is because what's going to happen is that you'll have the ambience taking up a lot of the room, and then the stereo file, the stereo gunshot, will be able to pop out a lot more because you can hear it in a specific place. So I just want to play this ambience file here. I'll play that and play the gunshot together, so just so you have an idea of what that might sound like. Okay, so right now it's in mono. Maybe I'll do it stereo first. Right, so hopefully you can hear it. It's kind of really clashing with the ambience. They're both really fighting for the space, and now I'll do it in mono. And there you go. Like, hopefully you can tell and you can hear that's a lot more of a clean mix when it's in mono. You can really pick out where the sound is. It's not fighting with the ambience of the room, let's say. It's really clean. You can know where it is. You're able to have a cleaner mix and a better experience with the sound. So hopefully that answers that question. If you guys have any other thoughts or comments about it, please let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.